Hello, singer friends, and welcome to Victoria's Victorious Vocal Tips. Been teaching for 28 years, been studying voice for 41 years, so I didn't wake up yesterday and just learn this on YouTube. Remember, I like to give you practical tips explained in simple and everyday language so that you can understand it and apply it quickly. It does no one any good to talk in scientific mumbo jumbo and make myself look really important if people don't understand it. And let's face it, if a singer does not understand the concepts, they will not do it, okay? So today's topic is correct inhalation for singing. There are many tutorials here on YouTube on breathing for singing. I like to break breathing down into two steps. There's number one, inhalation, number two, exhalation. Today, we are talking about inhalation. Is focusing on inhalation even necessary? I mean, is it important? After all, we don't have to think about breathing when we talk, okay? Well, like I always say, it depends upon what kind of sound you want, okay? If you're just singing to a little baby, hush little baby, don't say a word, mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. Okay, then I would say you don't have to think about your breathing. However, if you want to have a full-voiced, robust sound, a voice that has a lot of carrying power, okay, that can sing long lines, that can do big jumps, well, my friends, yes, you need more air than you do for your everyday activities, okay? When we breathe throughout the day for our normal everyday activities, we use just the top, the shallow part of the lungs. The lungs are pear-shaped, okay? They are wider on the bottom than on the top. If we breathe just the way we do for our normal activities and use the narrow, shallow part of the lungs, then we get a shallow, weak sound, okay? I'm sure you're here on YouTube to learn how to train and develop your voice for more power. That's what everybody tells me anyway. Okay, so this means we need more air. Now, the mistake singers often do is they start worrying about the air and then they start gasping and over-breathing, which actually creates more problems. Okay, I'm going to say something very important here. It does not take an elephant's supply of air to sing well. However, it does take the correct amount of air taken in the correct fashion. So, first let's talk about quickly your posture. I'm not going to go through full posture because I'm going to have another video on posture from head to toe. But I'm going to talk about the chest and the rib cage, okay? You don't have any hope in taking a good breath for singing if your chest is collapsed like this, okay? Okay, first of all, it looks bad, it looks very amateurish, or it looks like it just glares of bad technique, okay? So, chest comfortably high and wide, okay? And ribs comfortably wide, okay? We don't want to stand in military position, but we don't want to cave in the chest and we don't want to cave in the ribs. It looks weak, it looks poor, and it looks bad, okay? So comfortably high and wide, ribs comfortably wide. Excellent. Now, when we're not holding the abs in, they will automatically open and release to allow the air to come in when we need air. The problem is most people want to pay attention to their nice posture and they suck in like this, okay? I have had many students come from ballet class and they come in like this. Woo! And I say, okay, let's sing. And they're like, woo! Because in ballet class, of course, you get yelled at, oh, pull those abs in. Or what about videos, exercise videos? They say abs nice and tight. Well, sorry, friends. Abs are not nice and tight for singing. Okay, when we inhale for singing, the abs are relaxed. The abs relax for breathing, they engage for singing, okay? But today we're only talking about inhalation. So they relax and they open and allow the air to come in. That's how I want you to think about inhalation, okay? I don't want you to inhale like it's your last breath on earth like this. You see a lot of singers do that. And in my experience, beginning singers generally don't do enough. It's called hypofunction. They don't do enough. They're just like, I'm relaxed, I'm loose and free. Okay, then after they've had some experience, they often go into hyperfunction, which means, oh, I better take a big breath before I sing. Okay, well, number one, it looks phony. Number two, it's not necessary. And number three, when you overwork like that, the body gets tired. So when you overbreathe, the body can't handle it, and you will wind up just expelling the air even more quickly. Okay, so rule of thumb, you take enough air for what you need to sing. It does not take an elephant's supply of air to sing. People always ask me in my classes all the time too, do I breathe through the nose, do I breathe through the mouth, or both? Okay, here's my answer. Nose breathing warms and filters the air and has a lot of great benefits. However, it takes longer to breathe. So I would only breathe through the nose only, if you have a long introduction, you know, maybe instrumental introduction, piano introduction, you have maybe a band solo, you know, guitar solo in the middle where you're not singing, or piano interlude, okay? Then you have the time to take a nice, I call luxurious nose breath like this. Of course, still paying attention to fill up all the way around the midsection, okay? But when you don't have that kind of time, this is what happens. And I see a lot of singers come for lessons and they're breathing like this. Okay, well, you know, you can't breathe like that. It doesn't sound good, it doesn't look good, and it doesn't open your throat, and you can't get a lot of air in quickly that way. Okay, mouth breathing, yes. Mouth breathing opens up the throat, and you can get a quick breath that way. So I want you to practice just opening and allowing the air to come in through the mouth quickly like this. You can even go like this. So we're allowing the air to drop down into the body. Okay. If you have a long introduction, like I said, or an instrumental interlude, then you have the luxury of opening up and allowing the air to come in, and you can still fill up around the midsection with the long, luxurious nose breath, but only if you have a lot of time. Now, some people like to breathe through the nose and the mouth simultaneously. I learned that when I studied in Italy, and this is for classical. And when I came back, everybody, including my voice teacher at the time, back here at home, wanted to know how come my high notes were so much better. Well, yes, if you're singing classical, I love the inhalation through the nose and the mouth simultaneously, like you're getting ready to sneeze. Okay, but for a lot of people who aren't singing classical, that's not necessary, or else if you are a classical singer, it will take some time, because a lot of times I'll see people do this, they'll go, and they make like 2 steps out of it. It's got to happen simultaneously, like you're getting ready to sneeze. Okay, but for most of you, in this video, you're going to be breathing through the mouth, as if you are getting ready to yawn, the beginning of a yawn. Okay, what not to do. I get a little bit crazy when I see the high breaths in singers. I'm sorry, you see famous singers doing that all the time. Some of the famous singers that have gone down in history, that you can, wonderful voices, but you still see this. Okay, or you see the chest rise. Okay, I'm sorry, or the other thing is the breaths are noisy. The breath should be quiet, because if the breath is noisy, I know that your throat is tight. No, if we open and we allow the air to come in, the inhalation should be quiet, like this. Practice that. Okay, like you're getting ready to yawn. Or you've gone outside, I love this image, after a storm, and you hear the birds singing, and the clouds are parting, and you see the sun coming out, the sky's turning blue, and the air smells nice and fresh, and you go out and you're the air comes in and drops down into the body. Isn't that is so refreshing. Remember, the inhalation prepares the voice for singing, and it also refreshes you, okay? So if you're taking a tight breath, or like you're overfilling, well, I'm sorry, but that's just going to make you tired and more tense. As far as this high breathing goes, look, once in a while, if you're doing it for expression, I understand that. Okay, so if we go, my man's gone, my man's gone now. Okay, well, fine, you're doing that for expression. The same thing with like this. Oh, whoo, whoa. Okay, fine, for expression, okay, but that's not going to be your default, okay? That's purely for acting, once in a while, okay, but I'm sorry, but I do see singers doing it a lot. And look, that's noticeable. Here's what I tell my students. People cannot always see what's going on in your midsection, okay? But everybody can notice the high breath, okay, the chest rising. And then even worse, if you take that kind of high breath, then when you sing, everything's gonna collapse. Sorry, friends, it looks bad, okay? But not only that, you're working harder for less quality sound, okay? So I like to teach people to sing smart. Remember, we're not looking for a big belly breath. You know, some people think this is right. Some people think this is right. Look. You know what? That's wrong, okay? And it looks bad. Remember, we want to fill up all the way around the midsection like this. So if you're a beginner at this, or you have not built in these habits, I would like you to practice for the foreseeable future with your hands around the midsection. I like to have, oftentimes my singers put their thumb on the belly button and hand below, flat, okay? And the other hand here in the waist without tensing up the shoulders. It will make you more conscious of breathing and expanding through the midsection. Remember, the abdominal wall goes all the way around, front, sides, and back. Okay, remember, I always tell you that some of the things I tell you can make an immediate difference. Other things take a longer time. For some people, even the awareness of this breathing properly makes an immediate difference, okay? Without the awareness, you cannot correct anything. I would definitely watch the high breathing because number one, like I said, everybody sees that and it reeks of bad technique, okay? So no shoulders rising, no chest rising, okay? We simply open and we allow the air to drop down into the body. Let me give you a few quick examples before we go, all right? How much, you only need enough air for what it is you're going to sing, okay? So, if I'm singing to a baby, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Well, I didn't even breathe because that's just like whispering or that's just like talking in a real quiet baby voice, okay? What about smooth operator, smooth operator? Okay, that didn't take much air either, okay? But you notice I didn't do any high breathing for any of this, okay? Now, what if I'm singing something that needs more air? At last. All right, well, then I need more air because I'm going to have to support that escape of air to get that bigger sound and hold for a longer period of time, okay? The next video will be on how to support the escape of air, all right? What if I have some big jumps? Hallelujah! I better have a good supply of air. So you see, depends what you're going to sing, all right? And it depends upon the sound that you want. But all singers should learn how to take the proper inhalation for singing. We open and we allow the air to drop down into the body. I hope you have enjoyed another edition of Victoria's Victorious Vocal Tips, where I give you solutions in everyday language so that you can go out and sound better now. Visit my website, healthyvocaltechnique.com. I'm going to have more material, YouTube videos. I'm going to have MP3s for sale. I can review your singing if you like. All the details are on my website. Please leave me some comments. Let me know how you're doing with this. If you like the video, you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.